Hey guys, Modz here. We're on the eve of the Diablo 4 beta launch, and I just wanted to make a quick little video with some helpful tips and tricks and things that I learned from the closed beta that I thought would be insightful for people playing the game for the first time. Let's just jump right into it. So on March 18th, the closed beta starts. You'll be able to play Rogue, Barbarian, and Sorceress. And then the following weekend of March 25th, which is the open beta weekend, not paywalled, you'll be able to play the Druid and Necromancer too. All of your progress carries over through this weekend, and when the game comes out, it's going to be a hard reset, so you're not going to keep anything. So figure out what character you want to play. You can make up to 10 characters in the beta, and just do what you want there. Now, once you jump into the game, figure out your customization stuff, figure out your name, and then you're going to be left with your first major decision, and that's a difficulty that you want to level on. You can pick easy mode, which is called adventure mode, or you can do veteran mode, which grants 20% more experience, it grants more gold, and it gives you more loot. There's some more world tiers later on, but that's all we're going to have in the beta. In addition to that, there's other ways to get additional experience. You get a 5% XP bonus for being near other players, and you get 10% additional experience by being in a party. So if you want to speedrun level 25, if you want to speedrun the rewards of this beta, like the casualty title that you get from entering the first town, Kyle Vashad, if you want the early Voyager title and the beta Wolfpack cosmetic that unlock at level 20, you could kind of pre-plan that and just get as much XP as possible if you have limited time. So pick your character, pick your customization, pick your difficulty. Now, once you jump into the game, you're going to probably be wondering, what build do I play? Honestly, there's really no bad build. You just have to know the basic fundamentals, which is not to disperse your skill points too thinly. So pick your generator, put some skill points in. Unlock your spender, pick one spender, put your skill points in. Put some complementary talents in, unlock your ultimate, unlock your passives, unlock your utility stuff. And then if you don't like it, the game's very, very interchangeable. The respec cost is really, really low, so they want you to experiment. So if you find like a cool item, or if you find a cool legendary, or unique, or you just don't like the build that you're playing, just respec. But there really is not a bad build. Just don't put 1 point in everything. Now, how do you level? You don't just want to go into the forest and like kill like one wolf at a time. There's a bunch of different activities in the game that you kind of want to follow, which is the main story quest line, which is like your cinematic stuff and like dungeons and whatnot. You got your altars of Lilith, which is like little Diablo Makokos. So you just go around and collect them. There's little side quests that you can do all over the place. There's cellars, which are little quick dungeons. There's strongholds, which are like these massive overtaken marks on the map, and then once you do that, it becomes like a base of operations. So just go there, vanquish evil, kill the boss, and lock your stronghold. Then you have your dungeons, which are everywhere. Dungeons, stereotypical ARPG experience. You know, you go into the dungeon, kill mobs, boss, there's like chests and stuff like that. Finish it up. However, in Diablo 4, every single dungeon, if you highlight over it, will have a legendary power reward, which goes into your Codex of Power, which you'll be using an NPC in town called the Cultist to basically imprint legendary powers on different items. So as you find, like, let's say you find a good rolled rare item and you're like, man, I could use this without a legendary power. You can. If you unlock that legendary power, you just bring it to the old Cultist and you just attach it. It maintains all the previous stats with the legendary power. So run your dungeons and then also unlock the legendaries powers from those dungeons. You also have random world events, which grant like ovals, which is a currency that you'll use at a gambling style vendor called the Purveyor of Curiosities. And then you have Legion events, and then you also have world bosses. For this beta, the world boss spawns are going to be the following. There's only going to be 4 on each weekend. On March 18th, it's going to be at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 10 p.m., and midnight PST. And then on March 25th, it's going to be at 10 a.m., 12 p.m., 10 p.m., and midnight. So only 4 world boss spawns on each beta. So make sure you set your timer. Make sure you're the appropriate level. So like around like level 20. And then go and experience the world bosses. It's important to do these activities because these activities will grant you Renown, which is kind of like the reputation system in Diablo 4. And they'll grant you a bunch of gold and skill points and like potion slots or potion charges. And then it'll also grant you Paragon points, which is like the endgame system of Diablo 4. It's not infinite like Diablo 3. It'll have a cap of level 100, but basically you level from 1 to 50, and then 50 onwards is Paragon time. But we're not going to have that in the beta. This beta is only until 25. Now, as you're doing all this activities, you're going to get a plethora of loot. You kind of just want to look at, you know, the attributes on it and stuff like that. But the most important thing while leveling for the first time is replacing your weapon. If you see a green up arrow on your weapon, or aka more attack power, you usually just want to equip it. There are a few exceptions to this rule, but having a good attack power weapon is really, really good early game. And then yeah, just equip whatever else you want that's synergistic with your build. Now, once you get to the main town hub, there's a bunch of different NPCs that do a variety of things, and you kind of want to know what these NPCs do. So you have your stash, which is expandable with gold. You just and has filters in, you just store your loot in there. They're the wardrobe slash transmog system. So if you want to customize your character's appearance, that's there. There's little notifications on gear if you haven't acquired the cosmetic stuff yet, and you can just purchase like preset slots of gold. Pretty simplistic. There's also like a weapons armor ring vendor that had the rotating stock of items, and you can actually get some really, really powerful stuff here. So make sure you visit that ever so often and just purchase it with your gold. There's the blacksmith. At this blacksmith, you'll salvage items that you get. In addition to this, there's a very important system called enhancing. So if you get an item that's good, you can prolong the life of that item by enhancing it. You use materials to increase the power level of it a little bit, increase the attributes until you find a suitable replacement. So make sure you ask blacksmith and do the enhancements and do your salvaging. There's also an alchemist, and you can craft like potions here, but you can also upgrade your potion, which improves your healing capabilities. There's also like some temporary boosts like elixirs that grants you defensive bonuses, and like a 3% experience boost or a little material refining. There's also incense that you can make. Then you have your cultist, which is probably the most important vendor. And the reason why is this vendor, you'll visit it, and it's almost like Diablo 3, you can select an affix so you can re-roll it, but you can also imprint legendary powers onto rare items, and even like other legendaries and stuff, for whatever build you're doing, right? So you can just basically change the legendary power of the stuff based off what items you have. So very, very strong, and just use the resources that you gather in the game. There's also a jeweler where you could craft like some gems. You could like add sockets to stuff. You could unsocket stuff, and you could also upgrade your jewelry too. And then there's a gambling vendor called the Purveyor of Curiosities, which is your Guide style vendor. Okay, when you get to this Guide style vendor, you can just pick like your item slot, right? And when you click it, an item will pop out. It could be common, uncommon, rare, legendary, ancestral, legendary, or unique. So you can get like all tiers of items, and they can be really, really good. So bring your obols to the Purveyor of Curiosity and just gamble, and hopefully that you get something good. Also, there should be a mount quest at level 15. It might not be in the beta, but it should be there. So instead of just using your feet to get around, you could use a pony. That mount quest unlocks in the town at level 15. But ultimately, honestly, just have fun with this beta. Experiment. Don't follow the meta. Become the meta. But anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Hopefully some of these things help you out. And enjoy your experience in Diablo 4. Bye.